and yeah, no.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's good the overreaction
Go ahead.
podcast to stay true to its roots. That's good.
Well, I don't know what we are. We don't. Our roots are, we talk about whatever. So I don't know what Overreaction Podcast is. It's just interesting. We're kind of just interesting conversations with interesting people. We'll see what happens. So when it comes to, I'm sure you get asked this. How often do you guys get asked? Is your system have agents in it, or is it Gen AI? Are you getting any of that kind of?
How many times today? Or oh my
There's
God!
the answer.
Yeah, it's so funny because like we really do. Sometimes by our customers and part of the process of learning, but definitely by, I'll say, investor types that are out there and around the industry and that kind of stuff for sure. We are definitely like trying to study and look at everything AI related, but at the end of the day, I feel like we're a clinical care company, not an AI company. So anywhere that we feel AI can be useful, whether clinically or operationally, we'll try to put in. It's good to have a co-founder like Lucas also, who has Claude Code going on at home, testing it. We don't want to use any of our data in it yet because of security or things like that, but we're learning about what's going on. But it's been interesting. Most of the places we've applied AI so far have been operational kind of productivity improvements. We do a check on every one of the medical claims that's generated to make sure it's coded appropriately, kind of thing. Has been really helpful because we found where that hasn't been the case, and go back and educate our providers and ultimately build a model that kind of incorporates all that. That's been super valuable, but we haven't found yet the real clinical use case, but we have a lot of data in our chat, thinking about it. So we're in that thinking, putting it in where it makes sense kind of thing, like to your point, while being asked about it every day and everything too. Yeah. What do you think on that? Because I'm sure you're asked the same kind of thing all the time.
Yeah, we certainly get asked about our platform. We have a lot of customers are AI companies, and then I was at the HIMSS show and everybody's talking about AI. So yeah, I get asked by AI all the time, either about what we're doing or just in general. What I probably shouldn't, but I find myself a lot of times asking them, so would you say AI, define that for me? If you want to end the conversation, you just ask that question because they actually don't know what AI is.
Right.
And I'll say,
an AI company.
describe salt without using the word salty. So I'll say, describe AI without using ChatGPT or OpenAI or Claude Code or anything. Can you describe AI, what you're asking me, without using any of that? They can't. 99 times out of 100, they can't do it. I'm like, are you saying automation? Because a lot of what's called AI is inference. It's certainly not, really adapting. It's got very good rule engines, which is awesome. It's a superior form of autocomplete, which is really good.
Yeah.
And we use it like you guys do. We have people that use Cursor and they use Claude Code and they use Copilot. And sometimes they use Grok 5. I don't even know what the latest one is. Like our teams use it all the time internally. And in our system, we're adding automation all the time, but we're not people use our system and they think there's AI, and it's not. But most of what people use that claim is AI actually is not AI. So I try to get down to, and I probably shouldn't be so combative with people or push back, but I'm like, and I get with investors, and I put up some posts around it, like VCs just I need to check that box. I need to check the AI box. You got to have AI. We're like, well, we use AI all over the place. We automate the heck of it, but are you asking, is our platform AI? Like, no, and there's almost nothing outside of some of these LLMs that actually are AI. Just so you know.
That's something that Dan and I have talked a lot about as far as, operationally looking into how can we automate some of our processes, some of our onboarding stuff? How can we, streamline what needs to happen in order to get a clinician on staff faster, more efficiently, like repeated requests for things, those types of things where, how can marketing help to support it from an automation perspective, how functionally we execute on things from a business angle. And I was telling Dan the other day when we had a conversation that I think the future of AI in that aspect of business is very clearly going to become, a marketing individual laying boundaries and brand standards around what is and is not an acceptable prompt, how we can respond to those prompts, what parameters and boundaries we put up, the preset settings, the security settings, all that kind of stuff. I think there's going to be a lot more responsibility on marketing shoulders, not necessarily just to produce content, but to help put bumper guards around content that is produced in a way that's, automated, outside of just process automation, but actual creative, because in that essence, nothing really is unique. You have to, then you got to put processes in place to check for, plagiarized content or AI driven content that's too repetitive of another source. And it's just not, it's not intuitive. And if you're not somebody who is aware of all of the pitfalls that could be there, then that's going to be problematic for a lot of companies, I think.